Culture is the heartbeat of human societies around the world. It shapes the way we think, communicate, eat, celebrate, and even how we perceive the world. Today, we're diving into 10 of the most surprising facts about various cultures that might just challenge what you thought you knew. From unique rituals to mind-blowing traditions, let's explore the unexpected and the fascinating. 1. Japan's love for vending machines. In Japan, vending machines are much more than just a convenient way to grab a snack. There are over 5 million vending machines in the country, which means there is roughly one for every 23 people. But here's the twist: these machines don't just dispense sodas and snacks. In Japan, you can buy everything from hot meals and fresh fruit to electronics, clothes, and even live lobsters. The vending machine culture is a part of Japan's efficiency and love for convenience, and you can find them even in the most remote areas, serving everything you could possibly need, day or night. 2. India's diverse and sacred cuisine. When it comes to food, India is a land of rich diversity, but what's truly surprising is how its cuisine is intertwined with spirituality. The concept of sattvic food is central in many parts of India, especially among Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains. Sattvic food is considered pure, nutritious, and conducive to a peaceful mind. Interestingly, these foods must be fresh, vegetarian, and avoid certain ingredients like onions and garlic, which are believed to stimulate passions. In a country that has 28 states, each one has its own unique cuisine based on climate, religion, and historical influence. 3. Finland's sauna culture, a ritual of rebirth. In Finland, the sauna is not just a way to relax, it's a centuries-old tradition tied to wellness, socialization, and even spiritual health. Finnish people believe the sauna to be a place where one can renew their body and soul. It's common to visit a sauna before important events or life transitions like childbirth or marriage. In fact, a Finnish person might spend hours in the sauna, followed by jumping into icy water to cleanse the body and mind. Surprisingly, the sauna is also considered a place for family bonding, where conversation flows freely, often in complete silence, creating a unique form of communication between generations. 4. The Dutch and their bicycles. In the Netherlands, bicycles are not just a mode of transportation, they are a way of life. It's estimated that there are more bicycles than people in the country, with nearly 18 million bicycles for a population of around 17 million. The Dutch take cycling seriously, and the infrastructure for cycling is unparalleled. The roads, bike lanes, and even parking garages are designed with cyclists in mind. What's surprising is that cycling is considered the ideal family activity. Many parents even take their children to school on cargo bikes, with babies in front baskets and toddlers safely strapped in. 5. Korea's unique relationship with aging. In South Korea, aging is perceived through a completely different lens than in many other cultures. While birthdays are celebrated worldwide, South Koreans have a unique tradition called Daljanchi, a first birthday celebration that marks a child's survival during a time when infant mortality was high. But what's even more interesting is how the concept of age works in Korea. A person is considered to be 1 year old at birth, and the age system counts from the start of the year, rather than the actual birthday. This means a child born on December 31st could be considered 2 years old by the time they celebrate their first birthday on January. 6. Mexico's Day of the Dead, a celebration of life. While Halloween is a time for spooky fun in many parts of the world, Mexico's Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, is a deeply meaningful celebration that honors the lives of the deceased. On this day, families create altars, called ofrendas, in their homes and at cemeteries, adorned with the deceased's favorite foods, drinks, photographs, and candles. The surprising part? This isn't a somber occasion, it's a joyous celebration. People believe the spirits of the deceased return to visit their families during this time, and thus, the celebration becomes an opportunity to reconnect with loved ones, not mourn them. 7. The Maasai's jumping dance, a test of strength and courage. The Maasai people, a semi-nomadic group from East Africa, are famous for their colorful shuka, clothing, warrior tradition, and incredible jumping dance. The Maasai perform a dance called adamu, which involves a circle of young men taking turns jumping as high as they can. The surprising part is that this is not just a display of physical ability, it's a rite of passage. The height of each jump is seen as a measure of one's strength and courage. Young men will practice for years to perfect their jumps, as it is a vital part of their cultural identity and a way to impress potential brides and elders. 8. Bhutan's measure of national happiness. In Bhutan, the concept of gross national happiness, GNH, is more important than gross national product, GNP. Introduced by the King of Bhutan in 1972, GNH is an alternative development model that prioritizes well-being over economic growth. The country's policies are built around 4 pillars: sustainable development, preservation of cultural values, conservation of the environment and good governance. It's surprising that a small country with a population of just over 700,000 would measure success through happiness rather than wealth. 9. Australia's Indigenous Songlines, mapping the land through music. Indigenous Australians have an ancient tradition known as songlines, which are essentially musical maps that describe the landscape, its landmarks, and the paths to travel. These songs are passed down through generations and are used not just for navigation but for preserving culture and history. What's surprising is that these songlines have been a way for Indigenous Australians to encode geographical information for thousands of years, long before modern maps were created. These songs serve as living, breathing roadmaps, capable of guiding travelers through vast stretches of the Australian outback. 10. The Swedish fika tradition, more than just coffee breaks. In Sweden, fika is more than just a coffee break, it's an essential part of daily life. Fika involves sitting down for coffee, usually with a pastry or cake, and socializing with friends, family, or colleagues. It's a chance to slow down, connect with others, and enjoy a moment of relaxation. The surprising part? It's not just about the coffee. Fika is deeply embedded in Swedish culture, seen as a necessary ritual to maintain balance and well-being in a fast-paced world. These 10 facts show just how diverse and fascinating the world's cultures can be. From vending machines in Japan to Sweden's fika, each culture offers unique insights into how people live, communicate, and celebrate life.